Vaygrim, back again with another video. Here we are back in the sky base, after our long trip into the twilight last time. The trip went kind of sideways a couple of times, but it turned out to be productive, very productive. We found a hollow hill, and I've actually since gone back to that hollow hill to, so let's say, start mining out some of the resources. I've been stocking up on gold and redstone and iron from that hill. The storage room's coming along very, very nicely, and it's actually been wired up. I wanted to go ahead and show you. Actually, I'll start over here. So, we have a maze, basically, of piping. This is transfer pipe from extra utilities. And set in the middle of the floor is our ender chest. White, white, white. I actually have another one of it over there in the main sphere. So this transfer node pulls things out. I have managed to, it is not maxed out on speed upgrades. I only have 12, but these things are kind of expensive. So I've just now got the resources to make another batch of 4. So we'll be able to max that out to 16 and get it up to speed real quick. So this is actually all. There's no branches. This is all one single path that snakes all the way up. You'll see it snakes up here and goes across the top. Then it zigzags up and down across the back of these barrels, snakes around the bottom of these barrels, and then comes up the back of these barrels. Then it hits the chests. Now in the chests I've got either a sorting pipe, which is not real hard to make, stone slabs, gold ingot, 2 pieces of glass. You get 8 of them. It's really, really good. Then but there's also, in some cases, the mod sorting pipe. You get a regular sorting pipe and put redstone on either side of it. And these things are wonderful. Anything that's in this chest, like this is all mariculture stuff, that means all mariculture things will automatically go into that chest, unless there's another chest that has that same stuff in it somewhere earlier in the line. Like, I've got my ingots down here, but I have Tinker's Construct stuff up here. So, you know, it's very, very interesting the way that it works, basically. So, I've got this chest is the overflow chest. This is where anything that doesn't have another place somewhere in these chests, it ends up there in that diamond chest over there. This whole thing is just one long, continuous, single line, no branches. It's very nice. I like it. It's been efficient. But I wanted a little more automation. So while this is white, 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 you'll notice over here on the floor of the main building, we have black, black, black. Now I also have an ender pouch that is triple black. And this thing goes to that chest down there. This is what I use to dump things in when I'm out mining or whatever and I start running out of inventory space. So, actually, I'll tell you what, let me go over here real quick before we go downstairs. So I've started building some things from Ars Magica 2 and from Thaumcraft 4. That's the Thaumcraft tier up there. I have a research table, which I have made 0 progress at research. All I've done is basically combined and done all the necessary combining to get all the different aspects, and I think I'm still missing a couple of them. I'm not sure. I've made these crystal clusters. These are really simple to make, and basically what these do is you end up getting a point or 2 on a steady trickle from every cluster type that you've got. So like this one is water right here, and this gives me points for the water aspect, aqua, and you see it's got sparklers, a little star right there. That means that it's actually getting fed. See, fire is all the way up to 57, water 47, air 56. There's order, entropy, and they just build up and build up and build up. There's Terra, and whoops. And it makes it real easy. You stick these things right next to your research table, and it makes it real easy to get these base points. so you can use it to make the more complex stuff. I have an arcane work table. I haven't done anything with it yet. I did make a wand. I have it around here somewhere. There it is. But it is an iron-capped wand. It is literally the absolute worst wand you can make. I have not gotten any successful research up yet. I have had for actually a couple of episodes my thermometer here, and if you'll notice, I have a wall of aura nodes up here. These are the ones I showed you last episode that I've been collecting. A lot of them are natural, like this is a natural and normal, but like the pure ones come from silverwood trees. That's pure, normal, there's normal pale, pure. I don't know what pale means. I'm not sure. I think that means the point max is lower or something. But anyway, so I have a wall of aura nodes up there to refill my wand from. I plan on making one of those little wand refilling stations. I can place it right here. Or maybe when they're in the corner, I'm not sure. But I'm a little careful about refilling, though, initially, because there's research that you have to get. That iron cap wand will drain a node dry. You'll kill a node, basically. If you drain all the points of one kind out of a node, you risk that node not regaining that point anymore. That kind. You could drain all the water out of it. It might not ever get water again. If that's the only thing in it, then you might have just destroyed the node. You have to get research that prevents you from doing that when you tap a node, and then you have to make a better wand also. And I haven't done that yet, so I'm a little careful when I very carefully monitor how much I drain when I use those. But I do use them. I just haven't done anything really impressive yet with the wand. So, Ars Magica 2 stuff. This is an arcane reconstructor, and now these have to be fed by a power source called Essence. The Arcane Reconstructor, you can put stuff over here, and it'll repair it, and then bounce it back over here. It's actually very cool, but it takes a lot of power to do it. This is a calefactor, and honestly, I kind of wish I would have known about this early game. I probably should have watched those Direwolf 20 videos a couple of weeks earlier, but he did a spotlight on Ars Magica 2. I really do recommend. But calefactor is basically the stove. It's the furnace for Ars Magica 2. You can make this very early game. I'll show you the recipe for it. It's not real complicated. Redstone, Ventium dust, you mine this stuff up as a truckload when you're mining. Lapis. And then just normal smooth stone. And basically, this is fed from a nexus, an energy nexus, down under the floor here. I'll show you in just a minute. And you can put anything in here. These things are charge focuses. You make them from not real complicated ingredients. It's just a couple of steps, basically. But you make these things and stick them up here, and it speeds up the speed at which it basically speeds up the furnace. So anything you put in this furnace, anything that you can cook in a normal vanilla furnace, will get doubled when you cook it in here. So if you put one steak in here, you'll get 2 cooked steak. And if you feed light energy into this as opposed to neutral or dark energy, then you have a chance of tripling at random. So early game, I can really see this thing as being a very big deal. Very, very big deal. So below the floor, not much has changed over there. Oh, I need to move my Oculus. Oh, that's actually not true. I have made a set of, there's a bookbinder, an ink mixer, a writing desk. I've made a set of Mystcraft stuff. I have made one world. That world is completely dangerous and totally hazardous. It is permanent night, which means it is crawling with monsters. I died 3 or 4 times in the span of 30 minutes in that place. It's a nightmare, so I do not have that book back out. I put it away. But I have some crystal that it did have, so I'm saving it in case I ever have to go back for more crystal runs. But you can use these for gateways, and we'll get back to that later. But that's the only world I've done so far. I don't even want to use that world for mining because it's too damn dangerous. I can't survive there at present. So here's the basement. It has changed a little bit. I have this massive platform over there. There's the reactor. It is behaving wonderfully. Oh, I have made one change to this. This was a tip that was made by, I think it was PGAT in the Mekanism IRC channel, talking about getting 2 reactor redstone ports. This one is set to output a redstone signal if the storage battery, the power storage in the actual reactor goes below 5%. It sends out a signal, which is hooked up to the other one, that says if you receive a redstone signal, turn on. So it's basically turning itself on, just with 2 little segments of insulated redstone conduit from Ender IO. So this thing is actually my backup battery, and then I have it powering these 2 thermal expansion redstone energy cells. It keeps them topped off. So it's a real great setup. It only powers on when it needs to, barely uses fuel. Yeah, I'm thinking about even putting some more fuel rods in there. But anyway, over here, Ars Magica basically has 3 different kinds of energy that it uses. There's a dark energy, dark nexus. I don't have one of those built yet. There is a neutral, or just a standard energy nexus. And then there is the light nexus. This is blocks of quartz topped off with gold. And basically, you set this thing up. It's 5 by 5. And you use a little piece of chalk on the ground, and it makes a spinning pattern. The light nexus it gains energy steadily, automatically. But it's a very small amount of energy, and it only does it during the day. The neutral nexus, you have to feed it liquid essence, those pools of stuff you'll see on the ground. And so I was basically, let me see if I can show you. Yeah, you remember those portable tanks from Thermal Expansion. I have this one. I've upgraded both of them. You start off with a regular portable tank, which is just copper and glass around it. You upgrade it by surrounding it with N-bar from Thermal Expansion. Upgrade it again with hardened glass, and you get what I've got. It holds 32 buckets. Well, I was taking this out into the world when I was exploring things, or into the Twilight Forest, and I would fill it up with 32 buckets of liquid essence and empty it into this. And basically what you do is you get a bucket and you pour it down here. There's a channel that runs underneath and stops right here. So when the liquid runs under here, basically you end up getting this this energy burst effect. It's very, very cool. That's how it builds up power. This is a mana battery. There's a lot of the stuff I have not used extensively yet. I don't really understand it. But basically, those 2 places are the power sources for the stuff above. And, oh, come on, there we go. And basically, this is a relay point, a conduit. It pulls energy from that neutral nexus directly below, actually kind of right over here, and hops it up to this. So it's kind of a go-between point. It lets you get that energy from those nexus points even farther away. So I've got some equipment up here. I'm probably going to make a couple of more pieces of Ars Magica 2 stuff and put them over here. But I'm real impressed with some of the equipment from Ars Magica 2. The calefactor I can really see as being useful early game. It's a pretty powerful piece of equipment. So that's pretty good to know. It doubles everything you can cook in a furnace. That means if you put in 1 piece of cobblestone, you get 2 smooth stone. If you put in 1 piece of sand, you get 2 glass. If you put in 1 ore, you get 2 ingots. So it's very nice. You just have to feed a lot of energy into it. It's the only downside. Let's see. I have not done any expansions in any other directions yet on the platform. We still have the warehouse, and I've actually lowered the roof by about 4 blocks on this building. I'm growing vines here because I need vines for some of the decoration that I want to do actually for this building. So I'm using the building itself as a vine farm of sorts. Let's see. Okay. And then I've just been doing like this. And you know what? I'm going to put it right there. So I had to upgrade. I discovered. I thought that the next upgrade was that I had to do on this was 256. That's iron. I went to overkill on this one. But I'm using a weapon, or a tool. It's got silk touch on it, so I'm actually coming away with, when I mine, I'm coming with a lot of smooth stone. So you'll notice, you probably did notice earlier on, the sparkly little things. Let me see if I can get up here. Get myself in the hover mode. These are particle emitters. They are from Ars Magica. They're not real hard to make. You make something called an illusion block, which is basically just some black ruins. That's literally cobblestone and black ink. Some shimmerite, which is an ore that you dig up, and you make 4 illusion blocks. You get those 4 illusion blocks and surround them with more shimmerite, and you get particle emitters. These things do absolutely nothing. They're pretty. That's it. But I tell you what, they don't affect my FPS one stitch, so I like them. They're very cool. Okay. Let's see. I've been wanting to do some more automation. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to get that whole building set up, is because I've been anxious. I've been kind of sick of running back and forth and constantly being inventory limited. So what I've been doing, whoa, come on, jetpack, there we go. What I've been doing, that is the black. Let me see if I can see it. Nope, you can't. Okay, that's the black ender chest upstairs. I have a logistical sorter from Mekanism pulling out of it. Now, this is actually a build that I've done on my mod guide series. Basically, what I'm going to do, this is the white. That's the one that's actually its other version of it. Its other copy, its brother, is over there in the storage room. So, basically what happens is, I'm going to have stuff come out of here automatically and it gets sent to there. That's what it does now. It gets default sent to, that's yellow. And I can show you right here. Default, yellow, auto eject. So everything that comes into that chest gets pushed out to there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 4 machines right here, all of our ore tripling machines. I'm going to do a purifier, a crusher, an enriching chamber, and a smelter. And these things are going to take specific input to where I can give this thing instructions. Anytime ore comes in, send it to these machines, and the output will go back to black, which is basically another one of those up there. I just didn't want to run piping in the floor. So stuff will get processed and then get sent back to that chest where it'll get pulled out again. So I can have this setup automatically take care of all of my ore, and it'll triple it, not double it. It'll automatically run my redstone through an enriching chamber, which gives me 12 redstone per ore, which is really nice. Same thing for lapis. And we're going to automate all of it. I'm going to get that set up. I'm going to power it right here with this redstone energy conduit I've got. And I'm just going to set the machines up in a line right here. So I'm going to go craft those. And I will be right back with you. I've got all the stuff I need right here. Why do I have that selected? I've got all the stuff I need right here. So I'm going to get crafting. I'm going to make my 4 machines, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so here we go. Purifier. Crusher. Enricher. And smelter. Now, these are all ordinary machines. To increase our efficiency, we're going to have to upgrade these into factories at some point and put some speed upgrades in them. I don't have any speed upgrades in them yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is setting up all the machines kind of like this. I'm going to have auto eject turned on so that when they're done with whatever they need to do, they'll spit it out the bottom. Now, strict output, this is actually set to black, which will go back here, which is actually, technically, that chest up there. Yeah, those are both the same color. I just got lazy and didn't want to run pipe through my floor. So, you know how it goes. Aesthetics. So, now the very, very important. Strict input. I don't want stuff bouncing into this machine that isn't supposed to go into this machine. This is dark blue. We're going to set up this machine so it is basically number 2, dark green. Top is input. Bottom is output. We're going to set all these things up. I think I forgot to turn checked off, strict input on. Strict input is very, very important, or you'll end up having stuff show up in your machines that is not supposed to be there. So I need to make sure to turn it on for all machines. Now, we have a connection right here across all these now. And the only stuff that will go in here is stuff that is supposed to go in here. And when it gets through, it should kick out the bottom. Now, I'm going to test this. I'm going to get a stack cobblestone. Ah. Let's get up here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that machine 3. No, I forgot something. Machine 4. So what I'm going to do, item stack, cobblestone, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to send it to the smelter. this should, in theory, get all my cobblestone and smelt it into smooth stone. So if I get this and put it up here, we'll see it get sent. No, I don't know why it's getting sent down there. Default color. Oh, I didn't save it. That's because I'm an idiot. Okay, let me go get another stack. I swear I'm paying attention. I am an expert. Maybe. Okay. Item stack. Cobblestone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Save. There we go. Now, it should be. There we go. It will automatically get sent through into that last machine. And as it gets processed, you'll see smooth stone kick out and come to this machine I'm standing at. It's flagged black, which means it's heading for here. Now, as soon as it gets into here, you'll see it get kicked out there and get sent off to sorting. That's the way the machine works. The clever part about this is that we can set up multiple flags. I can have ore tagged to go to here. And then I can have clumps tagged to go here. Dust to go here. And then ingot, no, dirty dust goes here. Dust goes here. And then ingots won't get tagged. They'll just automatically get sorted. You see? It's a very nice system. It's very cool, very clever. The only thing we're going to have to really do is spend some resources to speed these things up and get them turned into at least a tier 1 factory with 3 slots, because then we'll be able to run multiple things in parallel. Now, the other problem I've got is that it's a purification chamber, and this requires either flint or oxygen. And I don't want to be bothered with having to constantly refill this thing with flint. So I've got my trusty electrolytic separator here and some tubes. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a water source for this thing. I might tap into that. Maybe. But anyway, I'm going to set it up so this will have a constant feed of oxygen to keep itself supplied so that it can actually purify my ore. I'm going to get on top of that. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is basically what the operation looks like. The logistical sorter pulling out from the triple black chest that's above it. And it either sends stuff to sort, like that glass that you see going through there. Or that smooth stone, I'm sorry. Or it sends things to the specific machine. Now, the purifier here on the left has got a tube that hooks up to an electrolytic separator. That electrolytic separator is making oxygen for this thing. That's why that is full now. So basically, I have that slot as input. So now, that can do ore tripling for me. All of our ores can be tripled. The only thing I have to do is set up the filters for it. And that's the niggling part. It's very, very important that you do it, though. Otherwise, this kind of a setup won't work. I actually have a link that I will put in the description of the video that links to my video, my mod guide, where I go over this system and how and why I'm setting it up like this. And I think you guys may enjoy it. I'm hoping you'll enjoy it. It's worked really, really well for me in the past, and it's one of the reasons why I love Mekanism machines and how they interact with the Mekanism sorting tubes. So, I've got this set up and humming. It's working away. I'm going to do some sorter programming, and then I will see you guys back upstairs in just a moment. You know, guys, I'm sitting here putting some stuff in. I was getting ready to start programming the logical sorter, and I discovered something very, very interesting. Cinnabar, Thaumcraft, right? You do hit uses for it. Let's turn NEI back on. Right, it's smelting, and you get quicksilver. I knew that. Smelt quicksilver. If you infuse it with Gallic Cryothium, you get Cinnabar. Whoop. And Cinnabar, you can do ore tripling. And you get rich slag, which you can also use for a chance to ore triple. So this uses, it looks like a lot of power from the induction smelter to do this, but you can, it looks like ore triple just about everything. See, if you ore triple silver, you'll get 100% chance of lead. Ore triple iron, you get 100% chance of ferrous. Tin, 100% chance of iron. You can even ore triple osmium, gold, lead. It's very impressive. I did not know Thermal Expansion had this. Huh, very, very interesting. Okay, so it's a few hours later, and I was putting our automation system to use. And I've decided that after clogging it up, I went through the process of actually gathering the resources so I could make all of these tier 1 factories. Now this requires a lot of gold. Actually, let me show you a basic factory. Basically, the machines I had here were base level machines and only had one processing channel, to put it simply. Well, I turned them into factories. You get any machine and you just stick it in this recipe. These are control circuits. Just get enriched alloy for Mekanism, surround it with redstone. You get a couple of those, pulverized gold. And we have 3 channels now instead of just 1 per machine. Now, I'm leaving sorting off, auto sort off. What that means is I can process 3 different kinds of things at once. If I do auto sort on, 1 stack of something will hit and then spread across all of this. And it will process that faster, but I only get 1 thing at a time. And the problem I was having with only having basic machines here, they weren't fast enough, was that this was clogging up constantly. I basically couldn't keep it clear. So, every machine has 4 speed upgrades. No energy upgrades, but hey. I think next step I really want to try is seeing if we can get the resources together to make a digital miner. Now, one thing I have done is I've made a book right here. This actually goes to the Twilight Forest that goes inside. Well, I'll show you. This goes inside our hollow hill. Now, this is where I spent the last several hours. It has been a number of hours since I last spoke with you. And this is where I spent it, clearing this out. Now, I don't know if you remember what this looked like previously, but it didn't look like this. This is considerably more spacious and better lit than what was going on from last episode. This is one hollow hill. I've cleared out all the stalactites and all of the little spots and ledges higher up where critters could spawn. I've patched over all the holes that go into the little sub areas where critters can spawn. So it's actually safe now for the most part. You'll get something spawn off in a far corner somewhere every once in a while. But for the most part, that's it. You'll see there's still a good amount. I have almost 40 stacks of redstone now. But I cleared out most of this. I cleared out was redstone or gold or coal. There's still some silver here and there, some iron here and there. But honestly, the thing I'm running out of the most right now is iron. Mekanism uses a ton of iron in addition to gold, redstone, everything else. But it makes iron into steel. It makes iron into enhanced alloy components. It goes through a lot of iron. So I'm still clearing this out. But I have this all nice and safe now. So I'm thinking this might actually be our new base of operations in the Twilight Forest. We've got this little room over here. It's got a return book to the base. And here we are, home again, home again. So, yeah, I really like that setup. We have a direct book to there now, and we have a safe spot that we can call home. I have been doing some while waiting for the machines downstairs to catch up when I was clogging the basic machine, the tier 1 machines. I was doing some research on Thaumcraft. I've researched a couple of wand-related things and some research-related things, but otherwise it's pretty slow going and it doesn't make good TV, so to speak. So I'm probably not going to be doing any research on camera specifically because it's kind of boring. But I think this is we're approaching a really good wrapping up point. I'm glad we got the automation going downstairs. The big reactor is still working really, really well. I like it. I did have to, because I was working up here so much, I did have to put carpet down, because like that's a control rod, right? I kept doing that with these control rods over here when I was adjusting power cut pipes. So I had to put carpet down so I could keep that from happening. But it's a bit of a mess down here, but it's supposed to be. That's what the basement is for. We've got some Ars Magica 2 set up. going, which I'm really, really happy about. But we need to get a bigger room going so that we need to get another space that we can actually put the bigger structures for Thaumcraft, which is going to be a ways off, I think, and for Ars Magica. Because I think what I'd like to do next is start looking into spell creation and maybe make a inscription table right here so I can start making my own table, my own spells. But there's a big structure called a crafting altar that I have to make in order to make the spells themselves. You got to throw ingredients into it. And I could put it up here, but it's going to stick way off the edge and look nasty because it's a 5x5 thing. I could maybe do it right here. I don't know. We'll see. But we're making good progress on things, diversifying. Next thing I want to do next episode, I want to do see if we can start doing the resources. If we have the ingredients to do a digital miner. I might do some more mining in the Twilight Forest because I'm starting to run low on diamonds. And I don't have a lot of emeralds. But I want to get some Mine Factory Reloaded stuff going on. Specifically, I want to make some area back here where we can move the farm animals up here. Maybe make a nice big vertical tower, segregate it per floor based on what creature it is, and start getting some Mine Factory Reloaded machines going so we can actually get some automation behind leather collection, wool collection, meat, all sorts of stuff. So, because right now I'm still going downstairs. I'm still going, I'll show you. I'm still going all the way down there to my poor sheeps and cows that are stuck on the ground. I want to move them up here next time. But I think that's going to be a real good to-do list for next episode. That'll probably keep us busy for most of it. I'm still thinking about the decorations on that. I'm getting some vines together, but I want to try and see if I can do a big Aztec step pyramid for the inventory room. Somebody suggested that. I think it's a brilliant idea. Keep your suggestions and your comments coming. I really do want to hear from you guys on what you think. Progress on the series so far. If you have suggestions, if there's any tips on Thaumcraft stuff, because I got to be honest, Thaumcraft 4 research is brain torture for me. It's not very fun, but I got to do it. So, yeah. I tell you what, though, I'm really psyched. I'm really enjoying a lot of Ars Magica 2. I was really surprised by how useful the calefactor is, especially when you start powering it with light energy. You can actually double and sometimes triple stuff. It's pretty cool. This Arcane Reconstructor, I'm still kind of figuring out. It doesn't seem to work on most things. It seems like if it's vanilla armor or vanilla weapons, it'll work, but everything else won't take it. So that's not very useful. Okay, guys. I think this is going to be a good wrapping up point. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate you following along. And I'm looking at the votes right now for the channel news episode. And we were doing votes on if you guys wanted me to start my Friday series with Magic World 2, Tech World 2, or Monster. And right now, FTB's Monster Pack is in the running. I would love to do Resonant Rise, but there is something about the Resonant Rise mod pack I can't run. It runs like a dog on my poor computer. But Monster runs okay, and I don't know why. I'm just going to go with it. So, it looks like FTB Monster is in the lead, so be on the lookout for that here in the next week or so. I'd love to get that started and see what kind of trouble we can get into. And I'm not going to pull any punches on that. I'm going to go full gusto, so you guys are going to have to keep up with me. Thanks for watching. This is Vaygrim, signing off. Bye-bye. Okay. Many of you have heard of the American TV show, actually it's technically Canadian, called Stargate.